Check, 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 check. Hello, welcome to my channel. I don't post on this channel hardly ever. I'm playing Railroader, and I was watching a friend, I say a friend, I was watching a fellow Railroader play this game, and he was struggling kicking cars. I figured I'd make a little video on how to kick cars because it's pretty important to be able to do it. We won't worry about that. We're in a yard. We'll grab some engines. It's not a hard process to do once you know what you're doing. So, maybe if I know how to play the game. Uh, Berkshire, sure. Freight, I don't know. Wood, rib, steel. Boop, boop, boop. Uh, so, yep. No, I didn't want it there. Oopsies. We're going to try that again. Boop. All right. So I got a couple cars, and this is just for the S and Gs here. Clear. We'll go with Steely. No, just one Steely, just so we don't have a rollout. Boop. Shift, Control, Shift. Place. Boop. All right. Throw some switches. And I'll even put this on air because that was the issue this guy was watching, was having some probs. Select. So do I have air? We might talk about kicking cars and a little bit of air. Uh, Nothing in the cylinders, so when you have a pressurized brake line at 90 pounds, the way you set brakes is you make a reduction. Like a minimum is a 6 pound reduction. You go all the way to like what, 20, 26. I think 20 pounds is full service. I'm a conductor, not an engineer. Uh, and I've been out the game for like 13 years. Has it been that long yet? Almost. It's almost 10 years. So I started 13 years ago and I worked for 5. So you have so that's your brake cylinder. Oh man, and I love that when you make a set, your brake cylinder comes out. So what I found is you have your brake cylinder on a box car. So you make a 10 pound, 20 pound set. You have 48, and then like an emergency brake pipe is like 60 pound. Well, once you get below 60, your brake cylinder isn't going down anymore. You can only apply so much brake. So the way it works is that you go brake pipe, the cylinder or the reservoir wants to equalize with the brake pipe, and it's pushed through the control valve basically into the cylinder. That's where the excess air goes, and it's smaller, so it's like 2 times, like supposedly like 2 times the pressure. Whatever. Because when I make 10 pounds, it should be like 25, 20, so it's 2 times. And then 70 is 42, so it's a little bit more than 2 times. So 65, you're still adding pressure. 60 cylinder. So that's 30 pounds, 60 pound set on the cylinder. 50. So yeah, when you get to about 60 psi, you're not applying any more brakes to anything. Okay, so if I was to cut away from this, it is absolutely going to go into an emergency set. I know how to play this game. So if we click my car, I have the 62 pounds. Uh, Anytime you cut and you never bottle your air, I've seen it done in real life. It's a pretty big rule hazard. You're never supposed to rely on air brakes to hold your train. Even if there's nothing in the brake pipe and you bottle your air, it could still build enough air from the leaking of the brake cylinders to release all the brakes. Uh, Probably doesn't happen too often, but it's real enough that it's pretty serious. So always let your train go in emergency. So now we're in emergency. We're going to couple back up. Now you have to bleed. You have to bleed all the air. It's a little stick that doesn't stick out on here that they stick out from the train cars. So bleed, 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 and bleed. And then what he was doing, which is kind of fun, I would think, is he was using the yard, and he was putting like 20 car counts. So get your cars going. I have all the air bled off. They will roll. You can't. I've seen switching on the road. Once you pull the pin, he stops. And I grabbed all my air. I'm not the best at running this simulator at the moment. So we're going to do something a little bit better. God, this engine's a freaking beast. Joint. Do that. Pull my pin. Hit, hit. Oh no, that switch isn't thrown. There we go. Now, as it's going, unless it's going downhill, we'll lose speed. You have to like know territories and stuff like that if you're gonna kick cars. Typically, if you're here in the yard, you'll just kick into the bowl. And I know in real life you can be pretty rough with the equipment. In the game, it's probably going to be a little bit more finicky. And if you're switching on the main line, like I was saying about the bottling of the air, if you had like a couple guys and you had a guy riding the car and you wanted him to bust the air, I mean, you could definitely do that. I'm gonna have to close this CAC. Okay, I did line that switch. Boop. So, got air, building air. Everything's aired up, maybe. I still hear the air compressor pumping. So we'll do it like this. Still rolling. Looks like it. So if you had a switchman working with you and you didn't have a car to kick into or something, you can, even though this is against modern rules, I'm sure in the 50s it wasn't a big deal. They probably didn't care as much. But you can just do that. And you get to where you want it to stop. You pop it like that, and it'll stop on the air brakes. So, yeah, that's how you do that. So I'll be switching with air. Anytime you come off, oh no, what a rookie mistake. It's like whoosh, whoosh, all the air pumping out. So yeah, that is how you do all of that. That was my switching 101 and the brake pipes 101. Bleed your air, don't bottle anything technically. I'm sure, once again, they didn't care in the 50s. Guess leave me a comment if you have any questions. If you don't think I did this video well, it's kind of spur of the moment. I'm about to go to bed. Is kind of just a neat idea that I had thought about. Okay, well, y'all have a good night. Continue enjoying Railroader. Bye.